So, hey peeps, feeling really nice today, tonight, whatever time it may be that you are watching this afternoon, this morning. I'm going to teach how to make some money, so get ready to learn something useful. I'm Mr. Ray the Teacher. There's my social media. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that like button if you liked it, that bell icon if you want some notifications. Much appreciated. All right, let's get on with it. So it's business studies, commerce, finance, whichever it is. Topics, marketing. Concept is generic trademarks or genericized trademarks. Please look closely. Coca-Cola and Clean XYZ. Clean XYZ. If you're posh and you speak like this. Not really meaning to make fun of people. And I'm going to get back to speaking normally. And there you go. You got to risk it to get the biscuit. Let's make some money. And there you go. Please also subscribe. New videos are uploaded regularly, usually on Tuesdays, and sometimes I've got a boost video on the Saturdays, and probably every now and then. Also, there's my social media, Instagram, TikTok, or Douyin, Facebook, and Twitter. Alrighty, let's get on with it. So, a generic trademark. It's when a good or service which is trademarked, someone's intellectual property, which must be guarded, especially if you choose to make things abroad, becomes known as a generic good or service as a whole. It's also known as a genericized trademark. This might be confusing, but here are some examples to make it all clear. So referring to cola as Coke, tissue as Kleenex, and a photocopy as Xerox. Did anyone notice what I did here? Yeah, that was deliberate. Okay, so yeah, these trademarks do belong to their respective owners, but yeah, I'm using this for educational purposes to explain it to you. So for example, it says, hey, can I have a Coke? I'm sorry, we don't have Coke here, we have Pepsi products. Or, can you pass me a Kleenex? And yeah, I've got some tissue, you can blow your nose. Or, hey, can you get me some Xerox of this done, or get a Xerox done, Xerox this for me? Instead of photocopying, you know, it's entered ordinary lexicon. How's that for big words? Lexicon. So about them, these things called generic trademarks. It's good in the sense that a brand has become synonymous with a good or service. So you get free exposure. So in essence, it must have been super popular to get to that point. You know, like if you're not super popular, if you're not selling that much quantity, if you're not raking in that much cash, you wouldn't be able to make it to the stage where your product, your intellectual property has become a generic trademark. But it can also be bad as the brand name loses individuality. It becomes known as the good or service it is. Hence, it becomes generic, allowing rivals to free ride off the hard work that the original brand has worked hard to create. So, in some regions, items are considered generic trademarks, whilst in other places, that same product is protected. So for example, Ugg boots or sheepskin boots. So there you go. This is my awesome drawing to avoid copyright. And they are a generic trademark for the Australian market. So if you buy these sheepskin boots, Ugg boots, or if you're a manufacturer, you can call your sheepskin boots Ugg boots in the Australian market without facing legal ramification. But overseas, only Decors Outdoor Corp has the right to use the Ugg name. And here's the thing, interesting, funny, strange, whichever adjective you want to describe it. Ugg boots, which were like originally from Australia, or some people may argue New Zealand, and New Zealand was part of Australia before. But anyway, so Ugg boots, the ones that are made by Decors Outdoor Corp. Now, as you know, globalization and the reduction of cost is very important for business and commerce, especially if you want to improve the bottom line, has resulted in these now being made in not Australia, but China if they're from Decors Outdoor Corp. This could be subject to change if there's cheaper labor countries or if they decide to move production back to Australia for whatever reason, better or worse. But yeah, if it says made in Australia and you got the Ugg boots, in some respects you might be with a pair of boots. That's not the real deal per se, but what is the real deal? That's a whole other discussion. All right, so let's wrap things up. Moving along. So what did you learn about today? Please don't waste the taxpayer dollar, especially if you go to a public school. Here's some answers. You can tell them generic trademark is when a brand becomes known as the item itself. Usually items which achieve this status are very popular, hence people refer to the generic item as the whole by using the trademarked brand. That is the intellectual property. And it can also be bad as other brands can free ride as the brand name is no longer protected as intellectual property, or if it is protected, no one's really going to care. For example, if I go in a restaurant, hey, can I have some Coke? And they tell me they've only got Pepsi. Well, yeah, there's no big problem. But if I was to make my own soda and call it Coke, now we got problems. And I doubt you'd be able to argue it's a generic trademark or genericized trademark. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out my other videos. Spread the word to your classmates, friends, and colleagues if you learned something. And check out my Patreon. Feel free to support me. Spread the love. Much kudos there. Watching ads helps too if I've got them up. Thanks a lot. And special thanks and shout out to Epic Eric and Hectic Havishay. So yeah, you guys get another shout out because you guys really believed in this whole endeavor from the beginning. Leave you to it. Keep studying for a bright future and catch you on the flip side. Woo! Bye now.